Well, I'm plowing snow again, and I'm using this camcorder that's my old one that straps broke because I don't have to reprogram it every time. But I need to get a battery for that other one. That'll be the next video, how to put a battery in a camcorder. I should get some views on that. And then I want to talk about these LED bulbs a little bit, because you know I made a video and I had a spreadsheet about curly cube bulbs because they were such a scam, really. They're such a lie. They said they would last a long time. They didn't. LEDs are much better, but it looks like the filament, this is only burning half the filaments, it looks like. I think there's 4 filaments. I can't see real well. Maybe if I turn it, well, if I turn it off, it'll be dead dark, I think. I should get a flashlight, maybe. Anyway, some of those filaments aren't burning. This one here is kind of broke, but it still works. Look at that. That thing still works. See, now that has 4. I'll turn it on. So you have to take my word for it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Alright? Okay, so now let's go plow snow. It's not raining. That's one good thing. Also, it's daylight. A little house for my fish tank, vacuum pump, and plug-in stuff. So these are the walls. And one reason it kind of takes me a long time. One reason is I had to cut this. I had to find a piece of wood and cut this. So that always takes me a long time because I want to be sure I don't have any waste, I don't like wafer board much anymore. See, this is not wafer board. And I've already got the ends. These are going to be 3 sides. I got the ends, and then for the top I'm going to use metal. But what I was going to say is, I had to paint both sides of them before, which didn't take very long, but it adds up. So I bought chains for this tractor to do this snow plowing, and I've been putting them on, but I don't have them on right now, and I've got 4-wheel drive. It seems to work okay. The chains are nice, but it's kind of the good news and the bad news, because they're hard to put on and they're hard to take off, and that's about it. But so anyway, I've got 4-wheel drive, and then one last thing I've got too is, if I really get in trouble, if it still won't go, I'll kick this down like that. That locks the rear wheels. But so anyway, I'm plowing and it's not raining. This part here is gravel, and you can't hardly plow gravel. You can't drop the blade. You can't drop the blade like I can with the concrete. It'll just plow the gravel itself. It won't ride on it. I'm doing a little bit right here, I guess. Another thing I've tried is going backwards, but it doesn't work that wonderful. One thing I want to say is I put those stakes in. It's kind of helpful to have those stakes. It tells you where the driveway is. They're about a foot from the driveway because it's like gravel. You can't puncture it. So now what I'm going to do is I put it all the way forward like that, and then it floats. And then I think what I'll do maybe, no, I won't either. I have to make 3 passes. Ideally, you'd say, well, 2 passes, but you can't quite do it with 2 passes. It leaves this thing in the middle. So, but 3 passes ain't bad. A lot better than doing it by hand, which is what we were doing. I like that it's not raining too. That helps a lot. So this is the last pass. Another thing I've noticed too, you kind of got to try and get the whole driveway because it can be a little hard in the car. It looks big, like just what I've already done looks big enough. But when you're actually driving the car, it can be a little hard to stay in there. Darn, I still ended up down the middle. I didn't notice I was doing that. So I'm going backwards. This gravel kind of works. Kind of flattens it out a little bit. So actually that worked pretty good to flatten it out. Now we put a little salt down. I want to tell you, this salt, I've already picked it up off, I picked it up off the road a couple years ago now, where they spilled it. So by all rights, this salt should already be in the environment. I don't put very much down either. Just all had, you know, just to sprinkle a little bit on. It does a lot. A little bit goes a long way, so to speak. This is where the little house will go. And then I'll turn on this heater. There's my air pump, and I've got a heater in the water. I want it, and then it'll close the sides. Everybody, not everybody, but most animals in the barn have a heat lamp. The ducks don't have a heat lamp, and the big boy goat doesn't have a heat lamp. And those heat lamps don't really do very much, but there's something. They can get under them if they want to. We got chickens up here. These old chickens. I'll move them out when it warms up a little bit. We got the white goats in here. And the babies, mamas and babies are in here. Big boy right in the... You gotta stick your head in here, big boy? There he is. Say hi. He needs a date, and it's going to happen pretty soon. It's spring inside the house, but not outside. Time for Snowplow Man to have a little breakfast. She's Moldova, and when she doesn't talk, she looks nice, but when she talks, you're going, "Oh my God, this girl is trouble." I cannot keep this thing from freezing if I don't shut it off on the inside here. And I've done a few videos on this, how to keep your pipes from freezing, and I put this in the way to protect it from the cold weather air from the door. And one time I had a fan blowing on this. I cleaned it up so it's, you know, out in the air. It's 50 degrees in here, but I think it's because of this block wall. I cannot keep it from freezing if I don't shut that. Well, it's shut now, but I had left it open before. So now the only thing I can do now, if I want to use that, which I kind of need it for the animals, I have to get the blow dryer out, and warm it up with the blow dryer. I hate it, but it has to have a door. I'm going to cut it 5 by 6.
And I was thinking if I find some little hinges, I could put on top and it would just flap closed.
This is kind of a trick. I'd like to show it, but I don't want to get the tripod out.
You know, you have to hold the saw like this and then ease it down in like this, so to speak. It's nice to have a little saw like that. It wouldn't be bad if it was even smaller. It cuts just exactly 5 inches at full depth. Well, I don't have it, or do I have it at full depth? I may have it at full depth.
Look at this. I found a couple of little hinges. At one time, looks like I paid $1 for them. I should have put these hinges on before I cut this all the way out. So let's get this one out of here. There's a situation where I need to have a door and I don't have a door. But I gotta put that board, where's that board? I put this board on here, cover up this hole, and I just got to screw it on because I don't have a door. So I leave the screws up here, unscrew them, and then this, one great thing about this kind of a screw and bit, it'll stick. It'll stick. So that's helpful. I was going to show you when I put the roof on, I can do this with gloves. I got gloves on, but I'm not even, in this case, I'm not even having to touch the screw at all. But if I had to pick up the screw with my gloved hand, I could do it. Stick it in there and then it stays in. The other screws fall right out. Guess everybody wants something to eat. Let's feed the big boy first. See if he'll put his head back. Oh. He has to put his head back in order to get the hay. Oh, which is kind of, he has to, see that? He's a good boy. Put your head back. There he goes. See, he could figure that out. That's a good trick for a goat. All right, let's feed everybody else now. I get such a kick out of how they tear right into it. Dried up grass. Look at how fat those look. They're furry, but they're big too. They're barrel chested. I'm pretty sure they're not pregnant. Took apart a chicken coop. Somebody bought a house, they had chickens, and they didn't want the chickens. They gave us the chicken and the coop. I didn't particularly want the coop. Now, where is those things? I thought they was right here. That's funny. Not sure that was right here. Huh. That would goof me up. Oh, here they are. There's one anyway. I don't know if one's going to be enough or not. What do you think? Looks kind of squarish. Look at that. Look at that. Perfect. Here's the thing I want to show you. If you don't learn anything else, look at this. Here's my screw bucket. So I got different sizes in here, so I just need a short one. So here's my short ones. Look at this. I pick it up with my gloved hand. These are ski gloves. I put it in the bit thing. Look at this. Bam! There it is. Now I just position this thing. I might just go like this. Look at that. Want to see me do it again? Dig root in there. Now this time I got two. So there's one there. Put it on like this. Oh, wham! You can't do that with with screws that don't have a head like this. I probably should have left this flip out, but I might take those screws out after I'm done, so this will, in fact, I might take them out right now. I kind of don't want to do it that way. But the main thing is I wanted to show you this trick. I'll shut the camera off and then I'll put this the way I want it. I think that's good enough. It's got a little overhang. Gee, that's actually ideal size. I like having an overhang like that. First thing, if you buy something cheap storage building or something, it won't have an overhang. That's the first thing they cut out. I just redoing this overhang, by the way, on this barn. They did it really crappy, which is too bad. You know, you think, oh, it's a barn. It's wonderful. But see, there's no support for that fascia board. It falls off. So I'm doing mine. You got those outriggers, see? I put them on with brackets like that. I've even got some different brackets that I think is going to be even better. Plus it's 2x6 treated instead of that 1x6. But I got scaffolding here, but my helper left me out. No, he disappeared. It's possible I should have had more openings than this one. Though I suppose I could snake the cords through the roof. Everything's coming in and out of that hole. Then the door won't close. But, and another thing, one thing I definitely have to do is tie it. I have to get a little bracket and tie it right there. Because it's ready to just slide. Then I moved this heater more towards the middle. I need to tape this. I had some red tape that was really good. I'll show you when I lost it. I paid about $10 for it. But I don't know, I lost it. I didn't use near it very much of it. I'll show you where I've got it, where it is. That it's really, this has been on here for years and still there through all this abuse. It's just about ready to fall off now, but I mean, that's been years. But I used it when I repaired the trampoline, which I've got a new trampoline now. Oh well, it's hard to keep track of everything. Oh, another thing, I need this tile to fix the chimney. This thing is real heavy too, and when I was working on it before, I had my daughter help me lift. I think I had a whole one like that. I had it lift up, maybe more than one. And it's heavy, and I need to figure out a better way to do it this time. I think I had a scaffolding set up. But when you get on that roof, down at the bottom, it's kind of a trick. Particularly going from the scaffolding to the roof, it's kind of a trick. See, one of them things broke, or I had that piece there, it fell off. I think I've got that hole blocked. I can't see. I got to go make sure it's still blocked. I think it is. I don't know where she throws that sword's scab. I think do you call it scabbard? She just friggin'. Oh, there it goes.